What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, guys?
What up?
We 3-5 and straight vibing all day. Let's go. Let's get in there. Yes.
3-5 crew
day, Winston.
Ready for some poll perception today, guys. Joining us today is special guest Pat Lane. Pat is the co-host of the Patriots Nation podcast and a writer for the Pat's Pulpit of SB Nation, and also a contributor over at Eat Sleep Fantasy. You can find him on Twitter at plane_Pats. Pat, thank you so much for joining us today, my man.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited about it. I'm ready to go. I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped to be here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's gonna be as good of a show as when you guys had James Roday on. It's like my favorite actor of all time. But yeah, I big shoes to fill. You know what I mean?
You either know who James Roday is and you love him, or you have no idea who he is. Those are the two options. Yeah,
that is very correct.
I love him,
and I just Psych is my favorite show of all time. Like it is one of one on my list. And so like when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. It's like man. I've been watching that show since it started, like literally since the beginning. Yeah. And so like all of the little jokes, like they came out with a third movie this summer, and I loved it because all the little jokes they could get, like all of it is so funny. And like, but again, some people are like, I don't, whatever, but it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Maria and I love it.
Yeah. Yes. Love it.
Even before we started dating, like we both loved it when it was out, like when it first came out, just like you, Pat.
Yep.
And then
yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Like people haven't seen Psych, or Psych's in their top 3 favorite shows of all time. Like
basically,
from talking to
there is no one.
I haven't seen it, guys. I haven't seen it. I've never watched Psych.
I've never seen it either.
Well, and not to get off on a Psych tangent here, but it's typically, when you look at like crime dramas like that, and really like a comedy show, because really what it is a comedy show. Yeah. 99% of the comedy shows are half an hour shows because they're comedy. Like you can't go, but this does a little bit of both, where it includes, obviously the crime behind it and solving things, but then also the comedy, and they pull off an hour-long show every week, and it's
so good. It's
amazing. Shout out to my guys, Dr. Joe and Billy D host. I've heard it both ways. It's a podcast, which is it's a Psych rewatch podcast. So they go through every single episode, and they've started from some season 1, and they're going all the way through all of them. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, it's a cool listen.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. We got J-Wall in here saying, dream big, start small. Great advice, J-Wall. Man, today your advice actually was pretty good. We got Jay in here. He said,
listen, what J-Wall said real fast. You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens.
Right? See?
Shut up, Josh. That's just stupid. Let J-Wall stick to the motivation.
Don't be an idiot, Josh.
We got Jay in here. He said the pre-show over under. How late will the show start? I'll set the line at 3.5 minutes. And for
3.5 is a good line.
It was barely at 4. We hit that 4 mark. So any of you guys who took the over, congratulations. You nailed it on that one. I think Sully is the only one who took the over. We had Front Yard Fantasy. You would think with some insider knowledge, they would have gotten this one right with the under. Craig also taking the under. And then Sully in here saying, could have sworn today is Monday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It does have Monday vibes. It feels a little Monday.
It's not just Tuesday. It is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
22 is the last time this will happen.
It is Tuesday
for an entire decade, and really the last time it'll happen for like 90 years until 11/11/11.
I'll be dead
because 3/3/33 will work, but it won't be quite the same as it is right now.
It's not the same on that one. We got Albert in here. Good afternoon. Glad to have you in here. And Dame said, hi, let's crush these polls. We're absolutely going to crush some polls today.
No doubt.
Or at least the chat.
Except for Josh.
And Jake said we need a FYF rewatch podcast. Do not start at episode 1. It would just be roasting us for hours on end.
Start at like episode 50.
Start last week.
Start today. Guys, before we get started, a couple reminders. Number one, if you're not already following our guest, go and do that right now on Twitter. He's on Twitter at plane_Pat. So make sure you guys go over there and follow him. Then if you're watching this video, that means you're already on our YouTube or Twitch channels. If you are on YouTube, smash that like button to make sure you subscribe to Front Yard Fantasy. It's the easiest way to show your support for what we're doing over here. And if you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. You know, it's almost as supportive as YouTube. Not quite, but like we get a little bit of gratification over there. Guys, as I alluded to already, we are playing some poll perception today. So I'm going to run through the rules and then we are going to get started with our game. Before we do that, though, Jay said his daughter wore a tutu to school for 2/22/22.
I like that.
Why didn't I?
That is next level parenting right there. Next level parenting right there. Well done.
So, like in 200 years, it's going to be even crazier, right? It's going to be
we're gonna have a wild anniversary
show. Two. Whoa.
Well, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Whoever proceeds.
According to a movie I watched sometime, if you make it to the year 2040, you'll live forever as a digital download. Apparently, it's the year of the singularity. Definitely. So
there you go.
We might live to see it over there. What's up, Marty? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Kaysen, welcome in. Glad to play some poll perception with you in the chat today. And Mr. Scampers, our favorite cat of the chat. Welcome in.
Favorite cat of the chat. Chat cat.
Favorite cat of the chat. Today we are playing poll perception. How this game works. Before the show started, I found 7 polls online about the NFL, fantasy football, trades. Who would you rather have on your roster? I'm going to propose one of those polls to one of our contestants. I may ask Josh, what percentage of people chose side A in this poll? And it will always be side A that you're guessing. So the first option is the one you're guessing the percentage for. Josh may say 60%. That is setting the line for the other 2 contestants. Pat and JL, you guys would then be responsible for guessing whether the actual answer, the actual percentage of people that chose side A is over or under Josh's guess. Josh, the closer you are to the actual number, the more points you'll get. You hit it right on the head, you get 10. Within 15, you'll get 1. Anything outside of that, you get 0, and it scales in between there. Pat and JL, you guys will get 2 points if you correctly pick the over-under. We will alternate who is setting the line through 6 rounds. So each of you guys will go twice in that regard. And then in the 7th and final round, everybody will be guessing a number. You either write it down on a piece of paper, type it on your phone, something. Just everyone's going to guess a number. Whoever is the closest in the 7th and final round will get 5 points unless they hit it right on the head, in which case they'll get 10. The contestant with the most points at the end of 7 rounds will be our poll perception champion on this Tuesday. You guys ready?
Love it.
Well, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Ready.
Pat,
you ready to lose? You ready to lose today?
I am definitely ready to lose today. Okay, listen, I mean, it's the way it goes. I mean, like come in with low expectations and then you'll never be disappointed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I live my life like that, Pat. Oh,
Same.
Let's go. We all do. We're all on the same page and you're ready to lose. So perfect.
The Zendaya quote right there, in case you're wondering.
What's up, Dan? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Feiji had a question for us before we start today. 1, how important is tight end in Dynasty?
Ooh, I love that.
And 2, who is underlooked at the tight end position? So, Feiji, I'm going to personal anecdote here. It depends on roster construction with how important tight end is. Like if you pay up in your startup draft for a Travis Kelce, that suddenly becomes a cornerstone of your dynasty team that you're probably building around. But if you punt tight end, you can create a successful roster with I won a league with CJ Uzama in my starting lineup a couple years ago. You can fill that position out. It's a one-off. So it definitely isn't as valuable in general as the running back or wide receiver position in non-tight end premium leagues. Pat, what do you think about this? Or sorry, Joe.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. You know what? I mean, I think you kind of summed it up perfectly. Like I think tight end obviously is important, but I'm always looking for kind of those lower end tight ends who I think can do well. I don't want to spend to the top of the market and get the best tight end in the league. Now, maybe theoretically I could. Like I had the 2nd overall pick in the rookie draft last year. I took Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts was, when you look at position specific, position scarcity, I guess is what I'll say. the fact of the matter is that having him be a great tight end is more important than having someone like Ja'Marr Chase be a good. Now, of course, we didn't know what Ja'Marr Chase is going to do, but theoretically having Ja'Marr Chase be a good wide receiver, because if he's a great tight end, he can be a top 5. Now, all of a sudden, you have the best tight end in the league. So, and over a long period of time. So, I typically though will stay away from the Kelce's and guys like that, because they do go so early, and you have to give up so much to get him. Of course, if it's a tight end premium league or something like that, it might be a little bit different, but. For me, it's like, yeah, okay, I want a tight end, of course, and I'd like a good one, but theoretically, it's like, okay, I mean, and that's really kind of what Roto Sully here is saying. Like, he's totally right. Like, yeah, okay, if I can get to a top tight end, great, but if I have a guy outside the top 12, I'm getting like 5 points instead of 15. Like, it's not the end of the world if I can then build better pieces in my roster in other places.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing I'll add here is that the smaller the league, the more important the tight end position becomes, because it gives you an advantage at that position. And so if you have a Travis Kelce, a Mark Andrews, one of those top guys, because you're playing each team more frequently per season, it becomes more of an advantage versus if you have a 14 team league, you're only going to play one of those teams with the tight end advantage of once throughout the season. So. The smaller the league size, the more importance I put on the tight end position, the bigger, less importance.
Yep.
It's a great point.
And then as far as names,
I don't mean to try. I usually take a shot, like late shots. So like I loved Jonnu Smith last year as like a late round target. Loved him. Thought he'd be a top 10 tight end. I was extremely wrong about that. But I also love Pat Freiermuth, who I got super late in rookie drafts, and he turned out to be really good. So like it just. Sometimes you hit on those and sometimes you don't. And it's just kind of like, okay, but yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Number 2, I'd say Noah Fant would be my answer to that.
I was going to say,
I don't think he's underlooked in Dynasty, to be honest with you. I think he's going to be drafted, right after Dallas Goedert, right? So that's just my personal opinion with Noah Fant. If he gets a good quarterback, though, he's shooting through the roof in Dynasty rankings. Underlooked, though, I mean, like Logan Thomas, people forget about him, and he was signed to a nice contract. He's a little bit older now. He's like 29. Dalton Schultz, even, I think people don't realize he had a top 5 tight end season. Noah Fant's good. He's young, very talented. He just needs to figure out that quarterback situation. In Dynasty, we're typically buying talent over situation, right?
Yeah. I want to bring up another name. He was super hyped up whenever he came out, and we saw little flashes, and hopefully he'll have more opportunities. Adam Troutman. Is a little bit lower in value. That, like, if you're looking at overlooked, take your shot on these guys that maybe could develop into a larger role. And people give up on tight ends early because we're so used to players developing quickly, but tight end is one of the hardest positions to transition to in the NFL. We see it time and time again. Players struggle, and it takes a couple years. It's rare.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah, that's another great example right there.
A lot of people aren't going to want to hear this one, but Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
he's going to find a new team possibly this upcoming season. He's athletic. He finds himself in the right situation. He's going to skyrocket up rankings, where right now he's being drafted in the later teen rounds in a lot of Dynasty.
Even if you just flip him and like whenever he goes to a new team, flip him just on the hype. Like I completely agree with that, Josh.
There are a ton of names.
Saying Blake Jarwin. Because if Schultz leaves, Blake Jarwin's going to be the number 1 tight end. He'll be a top 12 tight end if he's all alone there, I think
this kind of illustrates our points. All these names coming in, right? There's the top guys, and then there's a big glob afterwards that you can pull from that are all relatively similar in value in Dynasty right there. Guys, like I said, today we are going to be playing some poll perception. Pat, the order of the polls is already decided, but I'm going to ask you, do you want to go first, second, or third?
Third. Why not?
Third. Okay. And Josh, I've been going to JL recently, so I'm going to come to you. Do you want to go first or second?
I'm going to go to JL. JL, you want to go first or second?
I'm going to go to Pat. Pat, do you want me to go first?
Leave it how it is.
Okay, easy enough for me. I don't have to rearrange anything. Josh is going to go first, JL second, and Pat third on this one. Matt, I see your question. Let's hit this one right before we start our game real quick. Picked up an orphan team with stacked wide receivers: Chase, Debo, Terrywood, Hollywood, Evans. Damn, Matt. But only 2 running backs, Najee and Damian Harris. You're fine. Go ahead. Win your league. You're good to go. And one of your running backs is Najee. I expected you to come in with Kenneth Gainwell and Keyshawn Vaughn as your 2 starting running backs with that wide receiver core. But
I'm slightly, as a Patriots fan, I'm slightly worried about Damian Harris's fantasy production this year. I was very high on him this upcoming year, I was significantly higher than most people on him, and he did well. The problem is Ramondre Stevenson looked really good last year, and Bill Belichick hates bell cow running backs. And so Damian's going to have a ton of looks. He's going to have a ton of carries. He's going to do, but like, I don't know if I want him as my number 2 running back. I might try to take Mike Evans without Tom Brady.
Plus Damian Harris.
You know what I mean? Like Mike Evans plus Damian Harris, and you get yourself like an RB1 for something like that. You know what I mean?
David Montgomery. You can go grab a David Montgomery or something with that.
I swear to God, I'm in a league. I'm packaging Damian Harris and Mike Evans right now, trying to.
Look at that! See?
Right now. I swear.
Great minds. Great minds.
It works. Josh, are you ready for your first poll? Let's get into this game.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, Josh,
to win this game.
Your first poll is, which would you rather have in Dynasty right now? Side A, the 2022 101, or side B, a random 2023 first round pick. So just a random pick from the first round of 2023 or the 101 this year. What percentage of people chose this year's 101?
The answer is this year's 101, guys. The random 2023 third. I mean, if you're guaranteeing me the first pick of the 2023 first round class, maybe, but like this is ridiculous. It's got to be side A here. But I bet you some people are still going to vote on side B. Some weirdos out there. I got to go pretty significantly on side A here, though. It's Pat, you don't know this, but I like to guess in variables of 9s. So I'm either going to go 72 or 81%. I'm going to go with 72%. Give you guys some wiggle room.
Should have got 81.
I should have. Okay, I switched. No, I'm joking. I'm going to stick with 72%. I feel good about it.
72% from Josh. JL, we're coming to you. Do you think the actual answer is over or under 72% of people that chose the 101 in this poll?
I'll take the under.
Ooh,
JL taking the under on that one. And Pat, are you
guys?
Are you going with JL or are you taking the over on Josh's guess?
So I wanted him to go 81 because then I would have been confident it would have been the under. But at 72, I'm not
I love it.
Totally confident about it. I mean, it really should be over. But like my problem is I'm thinking like 74, 75. But I'm going to go under as well because I think it might be closer to like 70-30. So I'm cutting it close here, but I'm going to go under anyways.
I love my
double
guess.
under. Josh has double under on that one. We had some guesses in the chat here. First, Craig wants to know, is it Cole Kmet season again yet? I think we have to wait one more month, and then the hype will reach the full peak, and we'll be back in Cole Kmet.
They'll have a quarterback this year. They will have a quarterback this year. So, like,
anything could happen. Mr. Scamper said 97%. Dame with 86.
Realistic.
Jay with 64.
97% is realistic, to be honest with you. Like it should
maybe. Who knows? Not me. Just
should
kidding.
be.
I know. Brady said 71%. Sully said 38. J-Wall with the 69 on that one.
Can't nice your own 69.
J-Wall doesn't know the rules.
No.
Twitter's ridiculous. The 23
No
class is
self-awareness.
insanely hyped. So explaining some of these guesses. Marty with 79, Albert with 54, Craig with 81. He went with your other 9. Feiji with 56, Kaysen with 76, and Scott Fish with 24%. Every time.
I don't know,
24%.
I don't know, Scott.
Guys, the actual percentage of people that chose the 2022 101 based on 1,156 votes.
It's over.
Is 76%. It is 76%. So Josh, that was a fantastic round for you. You are going to get 5 points for coming within 5 percentage points on the guess. And Jalen and Pat, I'm sorry, you guys were on the wrong side of the over.
You said it. You
Josh
literally said it.
You
were like, I'm thinking like 74.
I did. I was thinking 75, but I was like, I don't know. People have been talking crazy about 23. I'm like, maybe it'll end up being below 75.
People have been going crazy about the 23 class and also going crazy in a negative way about the 2022 class, saying like it's worthless. True. There's nobody of value. Like punt all your picks. Like,
that's dumb. That's just
I don't
dumb.
blame you. I don't blame you on that one. Kaysen, nice job nailing it right
Kaysen.
on the head. And Scott said I was doing side B equals 24%. Yeah, well, you know the rules.
I know. Listen, he kind of nailed it. That's pretty interesting.
What if you're on a true false exam and like you were like, no, I was putting what it wasn't. I was putting exactly the wrong answer.
Hey, listen, Miles Morales, right? Gets a 0 on the true false, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
My brain is almost all Marvel movies, so I apologize. I'll be making like
Marvel movies and
multiple Marvel references today.
Yeah, psych and Marvel movies.
Yes, that's true. And math, because I teach math.
Kaysen said, I'm going to be honest.
Like
I didn't
9s,
understand the
then.
question. I just threw out a number. Nice job, Kaysen. You got it. Nice.
I didn't understand the question.
It doesn't matter how you got there as long as you got there. JL, are you ready for your next poll?
So Kaysen, just in case you don't understand, this is in regards to a rookie draft in a dynasty league. So when you're drafting only the rookies in a dynasty league, you know, your roster's already filled out. You're just drafting the rookies. You would have the very first pick in the rookie draft in 2022 or a first round pick in 2023, and you don't know where it's going to be.
Yeah, just draw out of a hat 1 through 12, basically, is what this question was asking over there. JL, are you ready for your first poll?
I'm ready. Let's go.
We talked about one of these guys already. Which tight end do you prefer in Dynasty? Side A, Dawson Knox. Side B, Noah Fant. What percentage of people chose the Dawson Knox side of this poll? And all the context it gave was Dynasty. We don't know PPR, half PPR. So this is the context.
There's your boy, JL.
Okay.
Your boy.
I feel like people were down on Noah Fant. I felt like all season people were really just out on Noah Fant. So it's kind of surprising to see, or you know, Josh, you mentioned that people are appropriately valuing him.
I want to talk, but I won't.
And that makes me think that maybe my evaluation's off. I'm gonna go. I think Dawson Knox had a good enough season that it's gonna skew this a little bit. I'm gonna go with 54%.
54% final answer.
Yeah.
54% on the Dawson Knox side from John Luke. Pat, do you think the actual percentage of people that chose Dawson Knox in this poll is over or under JL's guess of 54%?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Of course.
When was this poll posted?
This poll was posted yesterday.
Okay. Well, okay, I'm going to go over.
And all of the polls would be within the last week or so.
Every poll's within the last week. Most of them are within the past 3 days.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Then in that case, I'm going to go over.
And I will purposefully avoid polls if it's like about a certain player where there was news that broke after the poll was posted.
Would that make sense? That makes sense. Yeah, but I just wasn't. I assumed it was recently, but I was like, I just want to make sure before know.
This would be an entirely different poll if it was like last offseason all of a
sudden. Right. Or even 3 months ago. You know.
Yeah. We've got the over from Pat on the Dawson Knox side. Josh, are you taking over or under JL's guess of 54%?
I think it was a good guess, JL. To what you were just saying, I agree with everything you said. I think during the season last year, yes, people were giving up on Noah Fant, especially from like just that season perspective. Like he just wasn't getting the looks or targets, blah, blah, blah. But now there is this like hype, a little bit more hype he's getting in the community now that maybe they get a better quarterback situation, right? And I do believe he's uber talented. I think Noah Fant's more talented than Dawson Knox even, but Dawson Knox obviously is in a better situation. This is tough. I think it's going to be pretty close. I'll side with that too. I'll take the over, but I think it was a pretty good guess.
The over from Josh. JL, you've got them both on the over.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's around like 60, like 58 or 60. Something
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 45% either.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Also, J-Wall, stop asking about trades you sent me in the chat. I haven't broken it down yet, J-Wall. Jay in here with a guess of 54%, so he's right in line with you, JL. Craig was 63%. J-Wall going under with the 44%. Feiji was 64. David with 85%. Mr. Scampers was 66.
Over, it looks like.
Dame with 72. Sully with 56. Kaysen with 95. Albert with 51, so on the under down there. Brady with 59, Marty with 67, and Scott Fish with 24%.
Good guess, Scott. Great guess.
Kaysen's updating their guess to 87, taking it down a notch from 95 right there.
By the way, the chat, I put it in a poll for the last one on Josh's guess, over under. The guess of 72%, 50-50. The chat was 50-50 on this one. On that one, yeah. Nice. This one, it's a little bit more skewed.
towards which side?
Towards the over?
Towards the over, 91%.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
91% on the over. Let's see if the chat has their pulse on the fantasy community.
Thought you were saying that was the answer.
No. The percentage of people that chose Dawson Knox over Noah Fant in this poll was 49%. It was 49%.
Wow.
JL, you took a page out of Josh's book. Yeah.
I learned from the best.
Wow.
You got 5 points and skunked your opponents with that guess. You guys are off to a hot start over here. 5 to
Suck
5
it,
to
chat.
0.
Not
Oh, and
guessing
the
the
whole
over-unders
chat
well.
stunk on that one.
I
Suck
suck
Except
it.
for
at this game,
9%. 9% of the chat are geniuses.
Who was
Clearly.
closest? Jason
Albert, same
54.
51.
Albert with 51 was the closest. Nice job, Albert. You were the only one respectably close.
I'm
Besides
surprised by that, especially with the Josh Allen, like all the Josh Allen, like Josh Allen's the greatest quarterback in the history of the world. He's the greatest quarterback we've ever seen, ever in the history of the world. And Dawson Knox is his tight end. I'm shocked that 45% chose Knox over Fant.
It seems like tight end values are on like a slingshot for Dynasty. Like in season,
Yeah.
they'll tank, and then the season ends and they launch right back up to where they were. It's all about the potential. And maybe it's what I talked about earlier. Tight ends break out later. Like
Yeah,
it's
maybe
more situation dependent.
I traded Noah Fant in a two tight end dynasty league last year. I traded Noah Fant, but I mean, I did trade him for Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, like he was in a package for Patrick Mahomes, so I just said, screw it. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
Oh, J-Wall, 40.
J-Wall, you were relatively close. Nice job,
good.
J-Wall, within
That was very good
5%. Nice guess. So JL, that puts you tied with Josh 5 to 5. But no one's gotten the over-under yet. We've had 0 correct over-unders, which means we've had some good lines set.
The answer was 49%, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
49%. It was actually 48.7% exactly, but we round up over here.
Now wait a second. That puts them 5.3 percentage points up.
That is
we always
true,
round
but
up.
we'll round up to the whole numbers when we're reporting over here. Jay, wow, incredible. Nice job. And Brady asking what was the answer? Yeah, it was 49%.
I think Jay was answering him.
Oh, no, we're going to pretend like Jay was being a smart ass.
Okay.
Answer. Pat, are you ready for your first poll?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
2 good
Let's do it.
guesses so far. You got
So, Pat,
to live up here too.
Yeah, it's gonna be
there was
bad.
a lot of information given in yours. This is a Dynasty Superflex PPR tight end premium 14-team league. So there's a lot of qualifiers here.
Okay.
Side A is Nick Chubb plus Jacoby Myers. Side B is a 2023 first plus Miles Sanders. What percentage of people chose the Nick Chubb and Jacoby Myers side of this trade?
Oh my God, my love of Jacoby Myers is skewing my thoughts here. But that's got to be pretty low. I mean, we already talked about 2023 first, and then Miles Sanders. I'm gonna go. I'm going to go with 38%.
38% from Pat on the Chubb and Myers side. Locking that in?
Locking it in.
Locked in. Josh, what do you think? Do you think the actual percentage of people that chose Nick Chubb and Jacoby Myers in this trade was over or under Pat's guess of 38%?
I think it was a good guess. For me, when I'm breaking this down, it's Nick Chubb versus Miles Sanders, and I'm obviously going to want Nick Chubb a lot more. And then there's the 2023 first and Jacoby Myers, and I obviously want the 2023 first a lot more. But I think Nick Chubb in this separation is closer. I think there's more separation with the first round pick and Jacoby Myers than Nick Chubb and Miles Sanders. So I would go with that side. I think you had a good guess. I'm kind of having trouble deciding where I want to go here. I guess I'll take the over. I'll take the over here.
Josh very confidently taking the over. It sounds like he really means it.
I actually,
Are you changing it?
Yeah, I'll take the over. That's fine.
Okay, Josh, even more confidently taking the over now. JL, what about you? Are you following Josh's confidence, or are you going to take the under on this one?
I'm going to take the over.
Double overs.
That one actually sounded confident.
Yeah, that was truly confident.
I don't know. I know JL, and that he was like somewhat confident. He was more confident than me, obviously, but he was. He wasn't like.
It wasn't like like clearly over.
We've got some guesses in the chat. Feiji with 71%, J-Wall with 55%, Mr. Scampers with 17%. Sully saying this poll is gross, 29%, Kaysen with 24%, Marty with 33%, Craig with 36%, Albert with 40%, Maria with 35%, going with the 3-5 crew, and we got John Edwards with 37%.
Yes, John.
I like it.
Yeah, the guesses are a little all over the place. I think some people are seeing Nick Chubb and saying, I don't care what's on the other side. Some people are seeing the way you broke it down. We will see the actual percentage of people that chose the Nick Chubb and Jacoby Myers side of this poll was 40%. Wow. So 40 percentage points, Pat. You were 2 percentage points away, which means you're also going to get 5 points.
Right.
Wow. Your opponents also correctly predicted.
We were all within 5 percentage points, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
actually awesome.
That was a really good line, Pat.
Thanks.
This first round has been one of the.
You guys got the over though, so you got your 2 points.
First time getting it. First time getting the overs this game.
They did get the over on that one, even though your line was technically the best. It was the closest. It was the one that should have been the hard.
Yeah, but you never know. Like Josh was really conflicted there, so he might have thought 39%, and then he would have actually been the closest.
That's true.
So I probably would have guessed 36% when it comes down to it. So
no, see, there you go.
Yeah. So I don't know why I didn't take the under.
I was gonna say, why did you take the over in that case?
60% of the chat took the under in this one.
Nice. And Albert, exactly right. Nailing it. Albert. So far, we've had 2 exactly rights. Kaysen with 1, Albert with 1. Nice job, guys. So just out of curiosity on this poll, Pat, I know you said you love Jacoby Myers. Is that just from an NFL standpoint, a fantasy standpoint? Would you be taking the Nick Chubb and Jacoby side of
It's a little bit of both for me. I also hate Miles Sanders, like hate with a burning passion of 1,000 suns. Miles Sanders. I just like can't stand him because he just is not. He's not reliable. He's never healthy. He never puts up numbers when he's in. Like I hate him. And that's also not even true. Like he does pretty well when he plays. But like I just don't like him. And so I'd probably, but I still probably I don't like I just don't know where I still don't think I could take it. Like it's not enough for me because Chubb is a little bit older, but still like Chubb's really good and Myers is really good too. But like the problem with Myers is that the Patriots are probably going to add another weapon offensively this year. And, then he's going to drop down a little bit more. Chubb's getting a little bit older. And then, like, who knows if he gets hurt? He was hurt a few times this year. So, like, I don't love either side. Like, this is a trade where, like, I don't like either of it. Like, I'm on both. I'm like, no, I don't want either of these sides for this trade.
That's exactly what I was going to say. This trade screams counter to me. Like it seems like there's something that can get done here. We're close, but I would not want to make that move. Like upgrade Jacoby Myers just a little bit, like a next level up wide receiver. I don't know, a Brandon Ayuk. Nick Chubb plus Brandon Ayuk.
Nick Chubb and Jacoby Myers, and I was not competing. There's no doubt in my mind I would take the first and Miles Sanders.
Well, that makes sense. If you're doing a rebuild or something like that, then that makes sense for me. To do that. I just feel like I don't love Sanders enough to kind of do that, and I don't feel comfortable going forward with Miles Sanders over Nick Chubb. It's just not. And it's not enough for me.
It's a close trade in my opinion. If I saw it go down though, I'd be like, good for you guys.
Yeah, right.
It's a totally fine trade.
Yeah,
we got Eric in here. What's up, Eric? Welcome. And Sully saying, man, I suck today. Oh, that's okay. Everyone sucks sometimes. Jay said this is the last time Pat will be asked on the show. I will not stand for Miles Sanders slander.
He's a Giants fan. How could he like Miles Sanders?
Not that big of a Miles Sanders fan. He's messing around.
No, I was gonna say I've never heard him talk about Miles.
But Sanders. He did do a video last year where he was like hyping him up a little bit.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Also, he missed the easy pun opportunity here with Miles slander. Come on.
Yeah.
Miles slander. You couldn't.
I will not stand for the Miles slander. That actually was
so easy.
That would have been really good.
Guys, after a full round, the score is 7-7-5. A pretty high scoring game so far. Right. Josh, we're going to come back to you for the next poll. Are you ready?
That's me. Yeah. See a couple people checking it right now. If someone else gets it right, I'll take a little shot, a little maker's mark. I'll punish myself for you guys. Good, Cool.
I'll punish myself.
Well, Josh, this next poll is a doozy to figure out, I think. So I apologize in advance, but it's an interesting one. This Dynasty. Side A is Jonathan Taylor plus Deebo Samuel plus Clyde Edwards-Helaire plus Nico Collins. Side B is Ja'Marr Chase plus Travis Etienne plus the 2022 301. What percentage of people chose side A in this poll?
Okay, look, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna just literally cancel out Jonathan Taylor and Ja'Marr Chase. Let's just take them out of there real fast. Let's just see what that does. And then we got Deebo Samuel, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Nico Collins for Travis Etienne and a 2022 third. I think I'll take side A here. So it's side A, but by how much? Pretty significant. I think that Deebo Samuel's worth Travis Etienne and a third without Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Nico Collins. So it's pretty freaking significant on that side. It's got to be, in my opinion. But like you said, it's kind of a convoluted trade. So I think we're going to have a lot of different people coming in here. So I don't think it's going to be a smash like 90% on that side. 72. I'm on the 72 or 81% again. 72 worked last time. But like, it's so obviously side A. Like, I almost want to go 81%. 75%. I switch it up this time, guys.
Fucking the 9 trend.
No
he
nines.
Said, screw you 9s. We're going with 75%. You locked in, Josh?
I didn't want to go as high as 81. Yes, I'm locked in. I didn't want to go as high as 81. But I think it's a little bit more than 72, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you started.
Maybe you could do 15s now instead of 9s if you wanted.
There you go. That's kind of like a 9.
Hey, every once in a while I switch it up, you know?
JL, are you going to take the over or under on Josh's non-9 guess of 75%?
I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over. I think this is a no-brainer. I think 81% would have been a better guess, Josh.
Yeah.
But I understand why you didn't.
Real fast. There's so many moving parts that I think people are going to be like just too confused and maybe just click on like the wrong side, you know?
Yeah. Good point. There's always that percentage. Yeah.
Pat, are you taking the over like JL on this one? Or are you taking the under on Josh's guess of 75%?
So the first number that popped into my head was 79. And so I'm going to go over because the last time I said the first number that came into my head and then went under anyways, because I'm an idiot. So I'm going to go over and trust my gut here instead.
Over from Pat on this one. And Matt, before we even reveal the results, let me know who voted B so I can send them an invite to my league. Yeah, I'll send you the list after this, Matt. I make sure to vet every single vote on these polls. We had some guesses in the chat on this one. J-Wall with 80%. Eric with 67. Feiji with 85. Mr. Scambers with 92. Albert with a guess of 72%. Marty with 75. Sully with 74. Dame with 68. Craig with 82. Jay with 86. Kaysen guessing 87%. Scott guessing 24. And John guessing 82%.
One of these days, Scott, you're going to hit it.
I love how Scott just is consistent. Just guesses 24 every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can let him on this game. You can't let him in this game. He'll just get it wrong every time.
He does his game pretty well.
Oh, don't tempt him. Yeah.
Last time he came on, he just averaged what everyone was saying in the chat and played as the voice of the chat on the stream.
Oh my God.
So we had to
see, I can't see. See now I'm at a disadvantage because I can't see the chat.
You can see it. If you click on comments, right?
Wait a second. I'm just an idiot and didn't click on comments. Yep.
Here we go.
Hey.
Welcome to the chat, Pat.
That's why you're 2 points behind. We should adjust.
Yeah.
That's right. Free 2 points just for being stupid.
Guys, so Josh's guess was 75%. Both of you guys taking the over on that one. The actual percentage of people that chose the Jonathan Taylor side, I'm not going to read every name of this poll. We're just going to call it the Jonathan Taylor side and the Ja'Marr Chase side. The percentage of people that chose the JT side over the Ja'Marr Chase side was 77%. Wow. 77%. We are on a roll today with these guesses. You guys,
72 would have worked. 72 would have worked.
This is unbelievable what you guys are doing right here. So, Josh, that is going to move you up to 12 points because you get another 5 for that one. Dale, you are going to have 9 points and Pat 7 because you guys correctly predicted the over. So the score is now 12-9.
I'm so disappointed because if I had it and said 79, like maybe they would have gone over and they both would have gotten it wrong. Like that would have been.
I would have definitely taken the older.
You know?
Over, not the older.
I probably would have done last time you were up and I was trying to decide. Like,
yeah, right, yeah.
55% of the chat took the over on that one.
Only 55?
Oh, wow.
55%, yep.
I thought it would be higher. Scott said, long live the heart of the chat.
It's a great
Full perception champions, undefeated as chat proxy.
Seriously.
Did he win that day?
I think he did really well if he didn't win. I think he did win.
And Sully said 12 wins
that day. 4 contestants.
12 wins most weeks. These scores are nuts. Yeah, 12 on poll perception is usually a winning score, and now we are far from the end of this game. There are still 3.
It is.
We're just really good.
7 can be a winning score sometimes.
7, yeah, we've had 4 be a winning score, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we've had some really low winning scores on this game.
That's, by the way, that's 4 That's 4 polls, and we've all been within 5 percentage points.
I know.
That's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's absolutely insane.
So
One of
the
us is
best
going to
of
break
big
the
bucks.
streak, and it's going to be sad.
It's going to be me right now.
Is it going to be you,
Because you
JL?
just said that.
Do
Yeah.
it, Jay. Break it.
I'm going to be way
Hey,
off.
listen, I'd rather be you than me, so I'm rooting for you to miss it.
That's fair. I'd rather it be me than you too.
I'd rather it be JL too. So we're all,
We're all unanimous.
You know, I think I'd pick JL to do it as well because Josh can't do it anymore.
Quad
JL, are
unanimous.
you ready for your next poll?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay. This is a Dynasty 2-quarterback PPR tight end premium 12-team league. So Dynasty 2QB
Another 101.
PPR tight end premium 12-team. Side A is the 2022 101. We're talking about that pick again. Or side B is Elijah Moore plus Dallas Goedert. What percentage of people chose the 101 in this poll? It's a fun one.
This is a pretty fun one. It's 2 QB, which definitely changes the value of that rookie draft pick and tight end premium. I don't know how much that changes it. People are so hyped on Elijah Moore. I feel like I do not know how to value him properly. I'm gonna go with 63%.
With the 9s, taking over Josh's 9. Is that locked in, JL?
Yeah.
63% locked in from JL. Pat, what do you think? Is the actual answer over or under JL's guess of 63%?
Yeah, I mean, we're on 2 different wavelengths here. I'm not keyed in, I don't think, to the Dynasty community as well as JL is, so he might be totally right. The first number I popped in my head was 38, so I'm going lower.
I might be
Going
totally
short.
wrong too.
Going under right there. And you would think we'd be a lot more tuned in for how much time we spend in that space, but sometimes we are so wrong on these polls. Josh,
Well,
are you going
think
over
JL's
or
very
under?
tuned in with the typical value of a 101 in a rookie draft. However, this
Yeah, it's a
class
little
does
different.
not have that quarterback. If
Right.
it was last year, Trevor Lawrence or so, Trevor Lawrence is worth Elijah Mitchell and Dallas Goedert coming into last year. Maybe
Elijah
he
Moore.
probably still is. Right now, I don't think the 101 probably is. So I'll take the under.
The under. Double unders on your guess so far, JL. Nobody has managed to split the room so far, but we have had some double tricks. We'll see if there's a double trick here as well. We had some guesses in the chat on this one. J-Wall said 12%. Eric with 26. Craig with 36. Fagey more in line with you up there with 67%. Sully with 42. Mr. Scampers with 29. Dame coming in with a guess of 64%. Marty with 41, Matt with 42, John with 46, and Albert with 21%. So the guesses were a little all over the place. Some in line with you, JL, some not
real
so
fast,
in line with
2
you.
quarterback league. That's even more than a super flex. Quarterbacks are even more important in this kind of league. So usually the 101's even more valuable.
I wonder
than this class.
if they meant Superflex and said 2 QB, or maybe it's just a
it's
straight
possible.
up 2 QB. But either way,
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, the actual percentage of people that did choose the 101 over those 2 players, Elijah Moore and Dallas Goedert, was 44%. 44%.
All right.
So JL, unfortunately, you were 19 percentage points off. So you
Told
were
you
going
I
to
was
get
gonna mess it
no
up.
points for that one. But
You're that far off at 19. Or...
yeah, it's not bad.
Pat and Josh, you guys are going to get 2 more points for correctly picking the over-under on that one. Pat, bringing you right up there, tied with JL, and you guys are only 5 points behind Josh right now. Only 5 points behind
Anyone's
Josh
game.
going into this poll. It is anyone's game for sure still.
What was the percentage? 44, you said?
44, yeah.
44%. So there was some
Sully,
close guesses
Sully
in the
was
chat.
closest, 42.
Yeah.
And Matt also said 42.
John said 46.
There we
Very
go.
nice.
John as well. Some nice guesses in the chat. And Mr. Scamper said 24 might win on this one. It did not. Maybe one of these days we'll get a 24. Or maybe we purposely avoid polls where the answer is 24 so that Scott Fish will never be right. There is a manual process in selecting.
You just switch. If it is 24, you just make it the B side.
Yeah, you just flip which option is side A so that it can never actually be 24%. Yeah, absolutely. And Maria said, man, I meant to type 45, or I went to type 45. Trust your gut, Maria. Yeah, trust your gut. Pat,
Been the closest.
are you ready?
Yeah, we all
last
believe
poll?
you, Maria. We all believe you.
She's uber
I don't think
competitive.
he
She might
believes you.
be throwing some lines in the chat down there. Pat, are you ready for your last poll before the final round?
Oh, yep, sure.
Okay.
He's ready.
Your poll is who would you? Oh, sorry, excuse me right there. Who would you rather roster in a Dynasty PPR league? Side A, Darnell Mooney. Side B, Brandon Ayuk. What percentage of people chose Darnell Mooney in this poll?
Why would you ever choose Darnell Mooney over Brandon Ayuk? Like, it just doesn't. Oh my God, dude. I just feel like, why would, I mean, I know the problem is that Mooney had a lot of hype last year and he ended up having a decent season, but like not, and Brandon Ayuk started out terrible. If this was done like the beginning of last year, you know, when Brandon Ayuk was doing nothing,
it wouldn't even be a poll.
Then Mooney would be killing Ayuk. But Ayuk like put together a pretty solid year last year. But oh man, all right, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm gonna go with 41%.
41%. Locking that in.
Yeah.
41% locked in from Pat. Josh, you seem unhappy about that. Are you taking the over or under on that guess?
I am unhappy about that guess. Just judging from what he said going into this, I was expecting it to be a little bit lower. I thought you were going to go lower on Mooney. I'm actually a huge Mooney fan. I like Mooney a lot. In a dynasty league, you know, Brandon Ayuk, Darnell Mooney, I think it's actually going to be kind of even for me personally.
Yes.
I'm going to take the over.
The over from Joshua on that one. JL, what
I
about
probably
you?
would have guessed like 45% though, you know. So I think it was a good guess.
Oh, thanks. We'll see.
This sucks. This sucks, Pat. Why couldn't you have picked a worse number? I'm gonna go with over as well.
Double overs. We continue the trend of you guys picking the same side on this one. We had some guesses in the chat for this poll.
What was your
Sully
guess?
said
41.
Yeah,
41.
He said 41. Sully with 39%. Dane with 42. Craig with 42 as well. Mr. Scamper's taking 66% on the Mooney side. Albert with 52. Marty with 55. J-Wall down at 35%. Maria with 50%. And John with 48%. So you get some answers on either side of you right there.
I love the dramatic pause, by the way. The dramatic pause is my favorite.
Oh, 100%. I love a good dramatic pause. The actual percentage of people that chose Darnell Mooney over Brandon Ayuk in this poll was 32%.
Oh,
32%. Wow. So you were within 10. You're going to get 3 points and skunked your opponents.
Good job.
That is nothing
well
but
done.
making up ground for you right there. Pat, that is going to move you up to 12 points. Only 2 behind Josh, 3 ahead of JL. And J-Wall, 35%. You're very, very close on that one. Nice job. Guys, this is truly anybody's game. JL, if you get this last one, you will tie Josh, and we'll have to go into the tiebreaker poll. Pat or Josh, if you guys get this last one, you are the champion of today's show. So just a reminder to everyone watching, you guys are all going to be writing down a number for this one. Pat, do you have a pen and paper or a phone handy?
I do. I have both handy, actually.
Pen and paper works best if you got that. How this is going to work is I'm going to throw a poll up on the screen. You guys are going to have about 30 seconds to come up with what you think the actual percentage is. Whoever's closest is going to get 5 points unless you hit it exactly on the head, in which case you will get 10 points. So, JL, there's an avenue for you to win right. No tiebreaker needed.
Are we going to get out of the chat for this one? I don't remember if we do that.
Actually, no, you don't need
No,
to
I don't think we need to.
because they don't know the answer. Know what I mean? If you want to cheat off,
and you know what? I'm smarter than them
in
this game. No, I'm not.
Me too.
No, I'm not. They're usually smarter than me.
We've seen it. We've seen it this episode where the entire chat was 50 percentage points away. So,
good point.
Feel free to copy them, guys. Your final poll that we are going to be discussing. It is a Dynasty Superflex 12-team league. Side A is CeeDee Lamb plus the 2022 201. Side B is Ja'Marr Chase. What percentage of people chose the CeeDee Lamb side of this trade? I thought this was a good one to end on, a spicy one.
Yeah.
Golly, that is tough.
So I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to come up with your numbers there. Man, and Mr. Scamper said, "Don't copy me, not my day." It's a bad day. You need your cat nap, Mr. Scampers. You probably skipped out on that. Let's see. And Maria said, "I strayed from the 3-5 crew. I'm embarrassed." Don't be embarrassed. It happens to the best of you guys. Scottfish is the only one who stays absolutely consistent. Josh, you got yours?
Yeah, I think.
JL, you got yours?
No.
No, Pat, you got your answer?
I got it. I don't feel good about it, but I got it.
Mine's a 9s, guys. If that helps you with anything.
Okay. Right. I'm ready.
You got it? Well, JL, before we see your answer, we have a couple answers in the chat on this one. Jay with 35%. Jay Wall with 25%. Dame with 34 on this one. Scott guessing 24. Albert guessing 22. Roto Heat Sully with 48. Marty with 37. Feiji with 88. Mr. Scampers with 55. And John with 31%. JL, let's see what your answer was first. 44% from JL. 44% on that side.
Jesus.
Pat, we're going to have you reveal your answer next.
46%.
Yeah.
Please tell me we boxed Josh in.
No, you did. That would suck. I went a little under on my 9.
That is a 9. That if you would have taken the 45, that would have been pretty funny. Josh,
that would have been wild.
Here?
36.
36.
Okay. Great, now I'm boxed in.
From
assholes.
Josh.
I thought, guys, I almost wrote down 45. Do not get me wrong.
That would have been hilarious if you had done 45.
Ja'Marr Chase hype so high. I don't
It
know.
is. The thing was for me is that the 201 is a pretty good pick. And CeeDee Lamb should be pretty close to where Ja'Marr Chase is, right? And so, like, he's not as consistent as Chase necessarily, but like, especially if Cooper moves on, which he might. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, Pat. I think they're extremely close. If you looked at my wide receiver rankings for Dynasty, it would go Justin Jefferson, Ja'Marr Chase, CeeDee Lamb. However, there is a separation, right?
That's true. Yep.
Like Justin Jefferson, Ja'Marr Chase, then CeeDee Lamb.
Right. Oh, which is totally true. And that's why to me, that's why I went under 50% because it's exactly. But they throw in the extra pick where it's like, that's still a pretty solid pick,
Yeah.
So, but.
And it's not like we're far at 36%.
That's what I mean. We're still close. I mean, you and I are within 10, you know what I mean? So it's like, we're not. So.
Maria with a last-minute guess of 22 because 22 people are watching and it's Tuesday.
Look at that.
It all works out.
Guys, that would be full circle if it were 22.
Oh, that would be full circle.
That'd be what's known in the business as a callback.
Guys, the actual percentage of people that chose CeeDee Lamb and the 2022 201 over Ja'Marr Chase in this poll was 12%.
What?
12%. Josh, you are the winner of poll perception today.
Wow.
And I think that separation was more than we're talking about right here. So, Josh, nice job on that one. That's going to bring your final score, one of our highest poll perception scores ever, up to 19.
That was great.
At second place with 12 points in jail. You finished in third place with 9 points, but still
right where I
a
belong.
Respectable score. Nice job, guys. And you guys seem shocked by the results of that poll. Josh, can you rationalize why it would be 12%? Like, or do you have no rationalization?
I just gave you how I rank CeeDee Lamb as the number 3 wide receiver in Dynasty. There are tons of people out there that have him much lower. Well, I think he's uber talented and he's going to have a bounce back, really good year coming up. What did he finish? He finished as like the wide receiver, like late teens, maybe, so like it wasn't even like he had an elite season. So, and the draft class 2022 201. People think this is a weak draft class. Maybe that 201 doesn't do a lot for people, right?
Yeah, good point.
I tend to agree with you, Josh. I think people, like, even though it's 1, 2, 3 for a lot of people, Ja'Marr Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, that gap is massive with those two guys. Those two guys are in a tier of their own. But I was a little bit surprised when I saw this. I thought it was going to be low, but not quite that low. And apparently no one else in the chat did. The closest answer was Albert at 22%, 10 percentage points away. But nice job on that one, Albert. Albert is our poll perception just champ in the chat usually.
And Maria. We got to give Maria credit for that one too. She's also said 22.
She said 22.
You are right. Maria also said 22. 100%. Good call. Sorry about that. I almost it was because she cheated earlier that I didn't want to put that one up there.
She's about to come up here and yell at you.
I know. She's going to yell at me. Guys, in case we had a tie, I did find one more poll, non-football related, that I want to ask you guys right now.
Yeah, I'm down.
Have you ever cried at work? Side A, hell yeah. Side B, nah. This is with over 9,000 votes on this poll. What do you guys think the answer would be?
I would say 87%.
87% on the hell yeah side.
Yeah.
Josh with 81.
I would say well, since I know theirs, I'll go 79.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go 68.
My personal answer would be side B, but I think that people are going. That people are like, oh yeah, for sure I have.
What if
you
I
cry
work
every
from
day,
home?
Pat? Quit lying.
Like I cry at home, and this is where I work. And I've cried outside of work before. Does that count?
I think you have to be like during work hours at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
Because of work, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't cry on the 9 to 5.
I'll tell you what, man. Some of my so I teach 8th grade math, and there are some days that I want to cry.
I'm sure you do,
but I don't. But I do know a lot of my colleagues do, because they get stressed, and I just don't. Whatever, you know. But
I love that the chat immediately came in here and started guessing. They're like, we're ready to play. 75%. Maria said only every day. Scampers with 72. Jay Wall with 87. John with 72. Sully with 115%. Feiji with 99. Maria with 60. And the actual percentage of people that chose this one was 56%.
What?
So JL, you would have gotten it on that one. We got a bunch of liars out there on Twitter. Is
Yeah,
what I
that's
think
what
it is over there. They're like, no, I don't cry at work.
I never
guys. Pat, thank you so much for joining us today and playing this game with us. Guys, if you do not already follow Pat, go and follow him right now at plane_Pats right now. His name is Pat. He covers the Pats, and he is the man. Thank you so much for coming on with us today.
I appreciate you having me, man. Thanks so much. I'd be willing to come on and play anytime. It's always fun, and I'm happy it worked out. Like I said, I teach, so like 3 o'clock's a tough time for me, but it is February vacation for me up here in Massachusetts, so I'm able to take the afternoon, which is nice.
So live from the classroom next time. Get the.
I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Why not? Why not?
Guys, that is going to be it for us this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time with some more fantasy football game show fun. So make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on so you do not miss out on that. Until then, though, we are out of here. Adios, everybody. Enjoy your Tuesday.
Trading makes fantasy fun. Hey,
it
what's
does.
up? Nah,
Ken?
it does.